now is, I'm guessing, probably not very great. So I would guess that somewhere along the line they would have to buy younger ones, and you probably have a variety of ages. So I'm not sure that that would be as much of an issue. I suppose it could be, but.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the administration?
Back to you.
No, we're chickened out.
Okay. All right. Move on. With that, once again, I did want to keep this relatively short tonight. I want to thank you. I cannot thank you enough to begin with. My gosh, really impressed. It's quite the. It was very nice. He answered all the questions very well, and I really, really do appreciate you joining us here this evening. Any closing statements, any thoughts you'd like to share with us before you depart?
Yeah, I commend you guys for taking a look at the legislation that's been on the book for a long time about sort of anti-agriculture. I press my students as much as I can to find ways, even in the smallest way, to be sustainable or to help with sustainability. Just like Chrissy said, we have a growing population. The reality is we need to find different ways to feed people. And I know the issue tonight was chickens, but the idea of growing tomatoes in your side yard to help offset the need, or your need to go to the store and buy them, or perhaps putting herbs in your flower gardens instead of just greenery. It's commendable that you guys are taking a look at changing some of the stuff that was on the books from a while ago. And I have the student that he met with on Friday is a huge supporter of urban agriculture. She's specifically a huge supporter of permaculture, and she's permaculture, if you don't know, is basically putting food items in your landscaping. So making your landscaping beautiful, but using something useful that you can eat. And I think this is a step to getting some education for people everywhere. And I tell my students, if you have 6 seconds to talk to someone, try to educate them. And I'm not sure which way you guys will go with this, and we're just bystanders that have a little bit of knowledge, but I appreciate the time to allow us to educate you guys a little bit.
Okay, thank you. I think Mr. Miller had.
Yeah, I want to keep you up here for just a little bit more. I want to, first of all, I want to brag because the student you're referring to, Jess Erker, is a past student. I don't get to enjoy them as much as Ms. Finnegan is, but Ms. Ballin's been in my class, Ms. Erker has. I came from the big city of Amherst and went to teach in Firelands, and what an eye-opener. These kids are bright, they're well-rounded, they teach you a lot. I like the sustainability idea. But what I most important want to do is thank them personally. She has a college schedule, teachers are slammed, you're going from event to event. She's probably one of our most active educators in the building because of the role of FFA. So thank you for coming up here. Appreciate you educating us, and I thank you as a little bit more on a personal note. So thanks for coming.
One final thing from our council president.
As you as a teacher and you as a student, do you, when these kids raise these chickens and do farming, small scale and that, how do you think that affects their personalities? Are they more responsible? Do they, are more outgoing?
Some of my students aren't doing this on a small scale. Some of these students are doing it on a huge scale. But speaking in generalities, I keep my students usually for 4 years. Each one is required to do a supervised agricultural experience, which is an experiential learning project, and they can choose to have a crop project, an animal project, or a job, or a combination of multiple of those things. In general, these children are excellent record keeping. They are fantastic entrepreneurs. Their ability to research and find answers for problems that they're having is unmatched. And the experiential learning portion of my program, I think, is probably the most important part of what will help you guys in the future with their record skills for their life. And I think that owning an animal and the responsibility that comes from that, or growing crops, or working a job, is something that all of these kids benefit from. Although it can become tedious for them, I think the life skills that they get from these projects are invaluable. And on that note, I think anybody who's raising an animal, even if not doing it for experiential learning and keeping records on it, I think anyone who's raising an animal, whether it's a dog or a cat, the stewardship and the ability to raise something is I think very important for anyone, any age.
Thank you.
That concludes it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Alrighty, and we're gonna wind things down here. With that, were there any comments that council would like to make? Anyone from the administration, law director, any comments about things we need to consider? Is that something for the next meeting?
It's up to you. I mean, I guess this meeting could go on, and if you want to wait until the next meeting, we could certainly do that.
Why don't we do that then? With that, I'll entertain a motion to table until March 17th. Mr. Miller?
So moved.
Mr. Van Truen? All right, all in favor, say aye. Anyone against? Motion carries 6-0. We are recessed at 8.
Chuck,
I'm sorry,
I
Mary.
got one comment. Remember I mentioned to you about what we've got going on March 17th regarding all the...
Oh, okay. Picked a bad date.
Yes, it's a bad date. That's
Okay.
not a good date for us.
31st, are we?
No. April 7th.
Because we've got,
April 7th.
I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize. Can we modify the motion to make it April 7th?
that's better.
Yes.
Okay, with that, still motion and second? Okay, all in favor of an April 7th reconvening on this issue? All in favor? Say aye. Anyone against? Passes 7-0, and thank you so much everyone for attending. Motion, oh wait, motion to adjourn? Mr. Goodell?
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Van Truen? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? And that also passes 7-0. Thank you.
How are we, with 8:13?
Oh, the meeting's still open.
Just another city lights, a shooting star. So